السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. After the battle of the camel, معركة الجمل, Imam Ali prepared himself for the second round, the next round, the confrontation with Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan, and his son Imam Hasan alayhi salam played a major role with his father in aiding, standing by his father, preparing for this war and encouraging people to participate. First of all, we should say that Imam Ali never meant to go into a war with anyone. War was imposed upon him by the insurgents. First, by Talha, Zubayr and Aisha in the first war. Second, Ma'rakatu Safin, the Battle of Safin, because it took place in the land of Safin, was instigated by Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan. Muawiyah refused even to acknowledge Imam Ali as a caliph. He was okay with Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman being caliphs. But when the turn comes to the cousin of the Prophet, his son-in-law, his successor, the most knowledgeable, the most pious, he refused, and we know the reason why he refused. We know the reason. He refused because Imam Ali participated in the battle of Badr and Uhud, and he was the hero of these battles. And the most casualties of these battles from the side of the polytheists were the family of Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan. So it's a matter of prejudice, it's a matter of revenge, it's a matter of retaliation, it's a matter of hate for Imam Ali alayhi salam by Muawiyah and his cronies. So he refused to acknowledge Imam Ali as being a caliph. Not only that, he invaded the Iraqi territories. He invaded several villages and towns. He raided them. He murdered some innocent people. He stole the wealth of the people, the jewelry of some women, as Imam Ali states in Nahj al-Balagha. And this man posed a great threat to the entire region. He was acting as a terrorist. He reminds me of ISIS today. When they occupy, they terrorize, they kill, they murder, they wreak havoc, they create mayhem in the land. And Imam Ali should not sit there and just watch him. Those terrorists have to be confronted, have to be put down. And this is exactly what Imam Ali did. So Imam Ali asked his community. Now he's in Kufa. And he was advised by his senior advisors, among them his son Imam Hasan alayhi salam, and also by Ammar ibn Yasir, Sahl ibn Hunayf, Malik al-Ashtar, Qais ibn Sa'ad, Uday ibn Hatim, Hashim ibn Utbah, and on and on. Those trustworthy people in his camp, they advised him that, listen, the last resort to go and confront Muawiyah, because we tried with him, you sent him letters, you advised him, you asked him to go back to his city, you asked him not to instigate war and bloodshed, you asked him to respect the rule of God and the rule of the Holy Quran, but he refused. And therefore, unfortunately, we are left with no other choice but to go and confront Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan. And Imam Hasan, his role is very apparent in encouraging people, in clarifying the situation. Some people were still confused They did not know what happened. So Imam Hasan took to the pulpit and he said, فَإِنَّهُ لَمْ يَجْتَمِعْ قَوْمٌ عَلَى أَمْرٍ وَاحِدٍ إِلَّا اشْتَدَّ أَمْرُهُم. When we stand united, we definitely going to win this cause. وَاسْتَحْكَمَتْ عُقْدَتُهُمْ فَاحْتَشِدُوا فِي قِتَالِ عَدُوِّكُمْ مُعَاوِيَةَ وَجُنُودِهِ. We have to gather and be united in defending our land and our integrity and our territory and our religion against this enemy and his cronies, Muawiyah. فإنه قد حضر ولا تخاذلوا فإن الخذلان يقطع نياط القلب. Do not be weakened. Do not be hesitant. Do not turn your face away from this cause, because that destroys the heart, breaks the heart, and ultimately it will break the society. So Imam Hasan had a major role here in mobilizing the masses around his father Imam Ali alayhi salam. In the battle of Safin still, Imam Ali reached the location of Safin, and the army of Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan are there, and they blocked the passage to the water, to the Euphrates banks. They did not allow the army of Imam Ali to drink water in order to weaken them. But still Imam Ali insisted on admonishing Muawiyah, advising him, reminding him again and again. But to no avail. Muawiyah insisted on his falsehood. Muawiyah insisted on fighting Imam Ali alayhi salam, insisted on the military combat. And unfortunately, the war of Safin started, and it lasted for several months with thousands of casualties from both sides. Thousands of casualties. Imam Hasan alayhi salam played a prominent role in the Battle of Safin. Imam Ali made him the commander of the right wing, al-Maymana, along with his brother Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Muawiyah one day wanted to test the water. So he sent someone by the name of Ubaydullah ibn Umar. He sent him to negotiate with Imam Hasan to see whether Imam Hasan would accept this deal. What was the deal? He said to Imam Hasan, listen, let's depose your father Ali because he's not fit for the Khilafah. And why he's not fit for the Khilafah? This is according to Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan. He sent this messenger, this man by the name of Ubaydullah bin Umar, to convey his message and his request to Imam Hasan. He said, your father is not fit for the Khilafah. Why? إِنَّ أَبَاكَ قَدْ وَتَرَ قُرَيْشًا أَوَّلًا وَآخِرًا. Because your father had stabbed Quraysh in their heart. And this is true. Imam Ali alayhi salam in Mecca with the Prophet when he was 10 years old, 50 years before the day of Safin, he was standing with the Prophet for 13 years against the aggression, the bullying of Quraysh. Then after that in Medina, 10 years in Medina, defending the Muslim community, the newly established Islamic community of Medina, defending the Prophet, defending the truth against the aggression and the bullying of Quraysh, and specifically Bani Umayyah. And yes, it's very true. Imam Ali was the hero of these battles. Imam Ali, yes, he did kill many of their heroes in the battle of Badr, in the battle of Uhud, and other battles. And therefore Muawiyah says, وَقَدْ شَنَؤُوهُ. So Quraysh, they dislike your father Ali. He's telling Imam Hasan. They can't stand him. وَقَدْ شَنَؤُوهُ فَهَلْ لَكَ أَن تُخْلِفَهُ وَنُوَلِّيَكَ هَذَا الْأَمْرِ. would you be okay if you succeed him, you become the caliph, and we will support you. We will pay allegiance to you. We will appoint you, as if Muawiyah, he's speaking on behalf of God. He's the vicegerent of God. So he's the one who's going to appoint Imam Hasan, who's an imam, who's already appointed by the Prophet. Muawiyah is going to do him a favor and appoint him as a caliph. So he sent this message with Ubaydullah ibn Umar, and he was waiting for the reaction of Imam Hasan. Because Muawiyah's mentality was based on deception. Muawiyah was a person of the dunya, this lower life. He did not have any shred of faith, not even a single cell of faith in his blood, in his DNA. All what he thought about was business, was money, dominance, government, wealth, abuse of power. So he thinks Imam Hasan would buy to his request. Listen to what Imam Hasan said. Imam Hasan decisively answered without any hesitation, without any delay. He said, "Kalla wallah la yakunu dhalik." By God, this would never happen. It would never happen. And then he said, as to you, Ubaydullah, because we have given up on Muawiyah. Muawiyah would never listen to our advice. My father kept advising him. I myself went to him, talked to him. He didn't accept. So we have given up on Muawiyah. But you, Ubaydullah ibn Umar, كأني أنظر إليك مقتولا في يومك أو غدك. I can see you being murdered in the middle of the battlefield, either today or tomorrow. Imam Hasan was forewarning him, the one who carried this message, the messenger of Muawiyah, Ubaydullah ibn Umar. أما إن الشيطان قد زين لك وخدعك حتى أخرجك مخلقا بالخلوق وسيصرعك الله ويبطحك لوجهك قتيلا. Satan has deceived you. When you worked for Muawiyah, when you became one of his supporters, when you carry his unethical message to me, and you want me to betray my father Ali ibn Abi Talib, then you are a person that has been deceived and framed by Satan. And you will see the result of your work soon. You see how God is going to put an end to your life soon. So Ubaydullah carries this message back to Muawiyah. While he was disappointed, Muawiyah was disappointed, and Muawiyah says to him, yes, I was expecting the answer of Hasan, because innahu ibn abi, he is the son of his father. Indeed, he is the son of his father Ali. Historians say the same day, this man, the messenger Ubaydullah ibn Umar, took off to the battlefield, fighting against the army of Imam Ali, siding with the army of Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan. فَلَقِيَ حَتْفَهُ عَلَى يَدِ رَجُلٍ مِّن قَبِيلَةِ هَمْدَانٍ. He was murdered the same day that he carried the message. Earlier in the day, he carried this message, stupid message, from Muawiyah to Imam Hasan, blackmailing him. Now, few hours later, he was killed by a man who belongs to the tribe of Hamdan, not Hamadan. Hamadan is the city in Iran, beautiful city. Hamdan is an Arab tribe. So he was murdered by a man from Hamdan. Imam Hasan passed by him, so he recognized him, because he has seen him earlier in the day, and he was the one who prophesied and foretold him about his fate. So he passed by him and he saw him. So Imam Hasan alayhi salam said to those who are around him, Subhanallah. He said, I told this man what will happen to him. This is one of the karamah, the privileges of Imam Hasan alayhi salam, to tell the person about his fate. Imam Hasan also was the hero of the battle in Safin, to the extent that Imam Ali was too careful with him. Of course, the battle of Safin would fluctuate. One day there is very severe combat between the two armies. One day they go to confront each other one by one, one against one. So it lasted for several months. But when there is a combat between the two, Imam Ali alayhi salam would say to his aides, "Imliku anni hada al-ghulam la yahudduni." Hold him back. Don't let Imam Hasan go into the middle of the battlefield. La yahudduni. Yahudduni means he will kill me. If he dies, he would kill me. فَإِنَّنِي أَنْفَسُ. Anfas means abkhal, means I am very careful. I am not generous with my son. With my son's life, I am not generous. Because he's supposed to succeed me. He's an imam. He's not just anyone. In fact, Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiyyah, the son of Imam Ali, who hails from another mother, not Fatima al-Zahra. Hassan and Hussein are the sons of Fatima alayhi salam. Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiyyah is the son of another wife. They said to him, your father in the battle of Safin, he allows you to go right to the middle of the battlefield, and you would endanger your life. But he would not allow Hassan and Hussein to do so. Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiyyah is a wise man, and he loved Hassan and Hussein. He was not jealous of them. He said, of course, what my father is doing is right. Because Hassan and Hussein represent to the father his eyes, and I represent to him his arms. And a man protects his eyes with his arm. Hassan and Hussein are his eyes, of course. So Imam Ali says, فَإِنَّنِي أَنْفَسُ بِهَذَيْنِ الْغُلَامَيْنِ. I am too careful with them. I'm not generous with them. Yes, when it comes to Hassan and Hussein, I'm stingy. I keep them with me. لِأَلَّا, not for a personal reason. Not because I don't want my sons to reach the stage of martyrdom. لِأَلَّا يَنْقَطِعُ بِهِمَا نَسْلُ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَآلِهِ وَسَلَّمَ. I don't want the progeny of the Prophet to be severed when Hassan and Hussein are killed. This is the reason. Because God speaks about them, they are Al-Kawthar. God says to the Prophet, we have given you Al-Kawthar, Fatima. And they are the sons of Fatima. And they are the ones, Hassan and Hussein only, who are going to carry the light through their generations. Of course, not through everything that comes down from them. There are many people who come down from the line of Imam Hasan alayhi salam, but they are not worthy of respect. They are not worthy of respect. They are on the opposite side. They are on the enemy's side. So not every Sayyid that comes down from Hassan and Hussein is noble. Not. Those who have been guided, those who are righteous, those who appreciate this line of succession, those who appreciate this progeny, those who use their brain, not anyone. Then there was a crisis at the end of the Battle of Safin. Imam Ali's army was at the verge of victory. They almost scored the final victory. They almost killed Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan. But a man by the name of Amr ibn al-As, a trickster, a deceiver, a crook by the name of Amr ibn al-As. Though some people make names, mosques, they name mosques after him, but he's not worthy. He's not worthy. The Muslim Ummah is naive, my friends. Many of them are naive. They don't study history. They don't read, believe me. They don't read about the history of their religion, their faith, their community. They don't. Anyone who claims to be with the Prophet, he's automatically respected, even if he's working against the Prophet. This is the tragedy. This is the tragedy. Blind following is the tragedy. Ignorance is the tragedy. This man came to save Muawiyah and his army. So he called for tahkim, mediation, between the two. So he was representing, Amr ibn al-As was representing Muawiyah, and they chose a naive man by the name of Abu Musa al-Ash'ari to represent Imam Ali alayhi salam. And they sat and they decided, listen, let's depose both of them. Let's strip both of them off the leadership, Ali and Muawiyah, and let's appoint Abdullah ibn Umar, the son of the second caliph, Umar ibn al-Khattab. Abu Musa al-Ash'ari agreed to this. When he deposed Imam Ali, Amr ibn al-As said, but I appoint Muawiyah. Muawiyah is the caliph now. Imagine the fury, the anger, the frustration, the sense of betrayal in the camp of Imam Ali alayhi salam. The camp of Imam Ali erupted with anger against Abu Musa al-Ash'ari. And some people said we have to keep fighting Muawiyah, and those people were come to known in the future to be known as the Kharijites, Khawarij, who refused the idea of tahkim, mediation. And they said this is invalid, this is illegitimate, we have to continue fighting Muawiyah. But on the other side, there was a pressure on Imam Ali from his military commanders to put an end to this long, exhausting war of Safin that claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands of people on both sides. So Imam Ali was under pressure from both sides. One side says we have to continue fighting Muawiyah, and those are the Kharijites. The other side, which are the majority, they would say we have to put an end and accept the mediation. Huge dilemma. Here again, Imam Ali asked his son Imam Hasan to go and clarify the situation. Imam Hasan came and he said to the community, لَقَدْ أَكْثَرْتُمْ فِي هَذَيْنِ الرَّجُلَيْنِ وَإِنَّمَا بُعِثَ لِيُحَكِّمَا بِالْكِتَابِ عَلَى الْهَوَى فَحَكَّمَا بِالْهَوَى عَلَى الْكِتَابِ. First, when we appointed Amr ibn al-As and Abu Musa al-Ash'ari to be mediator, we wanted them to put the book of God, the truth, first before the desire. But unfortunately, they did exactly the opposite. They put their desire before the book of God. This is why they both betrayed and they both failed. And then Imam Hasan said, how come Abu Musa al-Ash'ari appoints Abdullah ibn Umar to be the caliph? Why? Based on what? He did not even consult Abdullah ibn Umar. He did not consult Muhajirin and Ansar. He did not even consult the prominent leaders in the community. And his father did not accept him to be caliph, because his father Umar, when he was about to die, he made a council of 6. He said those 6 would be, one of them would be the caliph. He did not put his son Abdullah ibn Umar. He was not qualified. So if the father does not see his son qualified, how come Abu Musa al-Ash'ari chooses him to be the caliph instead of Ali ibn Abi Talib? Unfortunately, Abu Musa al-Ash'ari followed his desire. But it was Imam Hasan who clarified the situation for the people. And he stood with his father. And the Battle of Safin had a very painful end, claimed the lives of many innocent people. And then Imam Ali returns from Safin back to Kufa where we continue with you on these sessions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.